Okay, mathematicians, today is the last lesson in topic 5. We're going to take everything that we've learned about units and rates. We're going to use those customary or the English measurements that we use in America, and then do some translating, converting into metric units. So that's our learning target for today. So let's take a look at this problem. Gianna and her friends are in a relay race. I know how competitive you all are. They have a pail that holds 1 liter of water. They need to fill the 1 liter pail, run 50 yards, and dump the water into the large bucket until it overflows. Gianna says that as long as they do not spill any of the water, they will need 7 trips with the 1 liter pail before the large bucket overflows. So let's talk about which conversion factor could you use to determine whether Gianna is correct. We're going to pause there. Okay, so I'm going to keep this as simple as possible, and I'm going to convert my gallons to liters. And to do that, I'm going to set up my ratio, so 3 79/100 liters to 1 gallon of water based on our conversion chart up here. If you notice this little squiggly equal sign, we know that that means approximately. So it's not exact. There might be some smaller decimals behind it, but we're going to use this for right now. And that would be over 2 gallons, which is the size of the bucket. So Gianna's friend Linus says that you cannot be certain how many trips it will take because the conversion is approximate. Is Linus's reasoning appropriate? We're going to pause here and you can tell me why. All right, so Gianna's friend Linus, he's a little bit correct, but really this is so close going out to the hundredths place that it's gonna give you the information that you need. So Gianna's correct that 7 trips are needed before the bucket overflows. If not, how many trips will it take? And use the table to justify your answer. So we're going to pause and have you do that right now. So for this one, no, it wouldn't overflow. So that's the key word here. So if we doubled this like we did on that, you would get 2 gallons is 7.58 liters. So it's not going to quite overflow. If we went 7 times, because we have this, it would go really close up to the top. So you'd have to add on 1 more trip. So you would need 8 trips for it to overflow. So that's where that tricky part is with this problem. Okay, we're going to pause and we'll go to the next problem. Turn the page to 328. All right, guys, let's take a look at the first example problem. Tyrell is using a kit to build a robot. The directions use metric units and describe the robot's height as 2 meters. So I'm just going to draw that out. This is 2 meters. And describe the robot's height as 2 meters tall. So about how many inches is the 2 meters? And we're going to round it to the nearest tenth. So this little box here is important for you to remember that not all conversions are going to be exact. We're going to be rounding things, and it's a good bet that we're going to round it to the tenths and it at the most the hundredths, because it's pretty hard to measure that exact beyond hundredths. If you are working in a lab and you're, doing some research, that might be a little bit different. But in the real world, that's about as far as we can go out. So to find this equivalent rate, we're going to have 1 meter is 39.37 inches. So you set up your unit rate, and then we want to get it to 2. So luckily, all we have to do is multiply it by 2. And so that is approximately, don't forget to use those little squiggle lines, it's approximately 78 7/10 of an inch. So another way that you could do it is over here, but we've been working on these unit rates, so I'd like you to try that. So let's do a little try it. Jacob is building a robot. named T3X, that is 75 inches. And to the nearest tenth, we want to know how many centimeters. So we're going from inches to centimeters, which is right here in this lovely conversion chart. And so I'm going to have you fill this part in, and I will come back with the answer. But I also, on the Edpuzzle, I want you to convince me. If you want to find the height in meters, will you get the same answer if you convert it inches to centimeters and then centimeters to meters? So you're going to have to explain that to me. Will that work? Okay, so let's check. We know from this one, and this is an exact conversion, so we don't have approximately. It's 1 inches is 2.54 centimeters. So we know that he is 75 inches tall. We're going to set it up this way. Those inches cancel. So we end up multiplying 75 by the 2.54, and we get 190.5 centimeters tall. Please make sure that you are labeling on your test. Label, 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 especially when we're doing conversions, because you need to know what you're going from and to. So on the convince me, because inches to centimeters is exact, but then when we would go from centimeters to, inches to centimeters is exact, and then centimeters to meters. There could be some conversion issues there, and so you're going to get approximately but not exact. Okay, example number 2 is all done through that one, so take a look at that. And it's really good to make sure that you're using those conversions within one measurement system too. So remember which one is in the English system and which one is in the metric system. That is also helpful. But let's take a look at example number 3. If Diva drank all the water in her bottle, how many cups of water did she drink? So we're going to round to the nearest tenth again. And it looks like they're telling us we're going to convert from liters to quarts, and then quarts to cups. So we're going to do a little 2-step equation, quarts to cups, which might even be a 3-stepper, because we know 1 quart is 2 pints, and 2 pints, or 1 pint is 2 cups. So 2 pints would be 4 cups. Okay, so let's set up our equation. 1 liter bottle. Hers is a 0.75 liter, and we're going to times that by the 1.06, and we get 0.795 of a quart. We know that 1 quart equals the 4 cups. 1 quart equals 2 pints. 2 pints equals 4 cups. So then we're going to take the quarts and we're going to multiply that by 4 cups. And because this one was approximately, this isn't exact, but we started out with an approximation. This is going to be about 3.18 cups. Okay, so just keep track on your conversions. Keep track of your work. Label, 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 label. The last question on this one for the try it. Find the length of a 100-yard football field in meters. Use 1 yard equals 3 feet, and then use the 1 meter equals 3.28 feet. And you're going to round to the nearest tenth, and we'll come back. Okay, so to finish this up, we know that 1 yard is 3 feet. So 100 yards would be 300 feet. Sorry, it's over here. And then we're going to come over here and use the metric conversion. So 3.28 feet is 1 meter. We know that we have 300 feet. So we're actually going to go the opposite direction this time, and we're going to do some division. And that is about 91.5 meters. Good luck on today's lesson.